Well, Shabbat Shalom. Oh, there's an enthusiastic crowd here this morning. It's 2021. Shabbat Shalom. Oy vey. So, what did you do on New Year's Eve? If you're like me, not a whole heck of a lot, which is as it should be, as we all know. So what did we do in my house? Well, we gave our toddler his first taste of sparkling apple juice. Spoiler alert, he loved it. But we've created a monster because it's all he wants now, so might have been a mistake. Then we put him to bed. We opened a bottle of actual champagne, and we did a big group Zoom call with all of our friends. And it was great just to see everybody, and to laugh and check in and be together. That was great. And then I just kind of bounced between channels. I would look at the New York broadcast, because the ball dropped. It's classic. And then I would flip over to the New Orleans feed, which I actually like better, partly because it's the same time zone, so we're actually all doing New Year's at the same time, and they're also just a lot more fun, unsurprisingly. They're fun. I like them. New Orleans. And I noticed something kind of interesting, a common thread through all the faces that I saw that night. My friends, the singer and the actor hosting in Times Square, or the musician and entertainers in New Orleans, or the comedians they would cut away to, all the faces kind of looked the same, actually. There's something similar, at least, in all of them. Everyone looked tired, not just because it was late, just tired of 2020. We were all over it. We'd been over it. It had been a year. But it was more than just tiredness. Everyone looked relieved, just relieved, giddy almost. It was interesting, everybody. Giddy because we made it. We made it through this year, sometimes by the skin of our teeth, sometimes with a clenched jaw and a knot in our stomach, but we made it. And it's like you could feel the entire world collectively exhale at midnight, with the knowledge that that was behind us, and it was done, and it was over. Letting out a big sigh, as if to say, how lucky, how blessed, how strong are all of us that we made it. Interestingly, and it's interesting to me probably because I'm a rabbi and a nerd about such things, that is exactly what synagogues all over the world sang out together today. Every single synagogue, pretty much, when they finished reading Torah this morning, did a little call and response. Maybe you were just here and you heard. There's a chazak, chazak, v'ni chazek, and they go, oh, chazak, chazak, v'ni chazek. Meaning, be strong, strengthen ourselves and each other. Now, spoiler, saying that phrase isn't actually that unusual. Chazak, chazak, v'ni chazek. We say it anytime we finish a book in the Torah, and we have 5 books of the Torah, so it's a couple times a year, actually, that we do that little call and response. And we said it today, this morning, because we finished the book of Genesis. We are now in this first Shabbat of 2021, and we are leaving Genesis behind. We are going forward into the book of Exodus, the book of freedom, the book of redemption. And so in this very first Shabbat of 2021, we Jews all over the world, we are crying out in every denomination, chazak, chazak, v'ni chazek, be strong, let us strengthen ourselves and each other. I don't think there could have been a more fitting way to start the year than if it had been planned. Because that phrase, be strong, let's strengthen ourselves and each other, it's the perfect 2021 mantra. Now, several years ago, my husband was reading a very old Jewish text written by, honestly, it's a relatively obscure rabbi from like 400 years ago, and I'm not going to burden you with the name, but it was an interesting guy. And he learned that this phrase, chazak, chazak, v'ni chazek, we've been saying it for a long time. It's not just, something that sounds nice, though it does sound nice. It is instructional. It's directions. The first chazak, be strong, is so we look back at where we came from, look at our past, where we succeeded and where we failed, at what we overcame. When I look back over 2020, I can think of many ways I messed up because I'm really good at doing that. And I bet you're also good at that, though hopefully not just looking at the ways I messed up. But I also hope you look over 2020 and you look at all the ways that you succeeded. And not every success has to be a big splashy thing. You know, sometimes success is small. Sometimes success is really small. But it's still success. And I bet if you tallied up all your successes of 2020, you'd have a good list. The second chazak, the second be strong that we say. We say it twice so you really bask in it, really marinate in your successes. Now, when Ariel taught me this explanation that he learned, it was several years ago, so he couldn't have foreseen, I hope. And it's hard, I admit it does seem hard to bask in success when it seems like the world is on fire. And if all we did was bask, that would be bad, of course, but we have to take a little time, a little basking time. Really sit with the positives of 2020. The good memories, the times that were tough, the times that were so tough you couldn't imagine making it through, but you did. You did it. I bet you have a few of those times. So sit with that feeling of accomplishment. It's important because as Ariel and this obscure rabbi teach, it's energizing. And that is energy you're going to need for the third step, the last step. V'nit chazek, strengthen ourselves and each other. Once you've thought over all your failures and successes of the past year, spent time gathering strength from the memories of all the good, we're ready to move on to strengthening ourselves and each other as we collectively move forward into 2021. Now, I don't think any of us are kidding ourselves that magically when the ball dropped in Times Square and Big Ben rang out at midnight and fireworks went off, that suddenly everything became good. Suddenly everything was normal. Obviously, that's not true. We know we have a long fight ahead of us. There's no way around that one. It's true. But when we look back over the past year, over all the obstacles that we overcame, the small and large successes that we enjoyed, the good moments, the happy moments. And chazak, those give us strength. And we use that to strengthen ourselves and each other. And as we move forward to the new challenges that the new year will bring, we will need all that strength, the hard-won strength of 2020 to fuel us as we go forward into 2021. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to make it. Learning from our past mistakes, savoring past successes, and using both to encourage both others and ourselves to stay strong and good and true. So maybe I wasn't quite right when I said that we all looked tired and relieved on New Year's Eve, because maybe there's something else too. Something in addition to those feelings. And I'm not a poet, forgive me, but to me it seems like a candle when there's a gust of wind and the flame, it's very, very, very small. It looks like it's about to go out and that all that's left is a glowing wick. You would swear it's about to go out. But instead, it gathers its strength, every bit of fuel it can muster, and it blazes up, and it is brilliant. That's the other look I see in the faces of myself, my friends, the entertainers on TV, everyone, yours, everyone. It's amazing. It's constant. Everyone has this tired look and this relieved look, yes, but this look of the quiet drawing up of our own flame. The wind blew hard last year. I've never seen it gust so hard. And at times we were down to a glowing wick. But now we are drawing ourselves up. We are gathering together all of our strength to fortify ourselves and those around us in the year ahead. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek, be strong, and strengthen ourselves and each other. Shabbat shalom.